Hi, I'm Helen Rozwadowski, a professor of history and maritime studies at UConn, and my classes also contribute to the environmental studies major. By training, I'm a historian of science. I've become an environmental historian and a maritime historian along the way. And I consider what I am spending most of my time doing now to be promoting and writing ocean history, by which I mean the interrelationship between people and oceans. My UCHI project for this year is called Science as Frontier. I'm interested in understanding how science became a frontier and exploring why it matters that it did. So lots of people associate things like outer space and new fields of science and high-tech inventions with frontiers. Surprisingly though, this science as frontier metaphor has not been historicized. How did it arise? Historians of science have one important clue in a post-World War II report that led to the formation of the National Science Foundation titled Science, the Endless Frontier. But how did the frontier metaphor become available to be used in that report to define science, and why? What purposes and whose interests did it serve? And how has the metaphor shaped the development of science and technology? How has it influenced who counts as scientists, and how has it affected the role that science and technology play in society today? I've been researching about the ocean for about 3 decades. And I first, in fact, articulated this question about how science became a frontier when I was studying how the deep ocean and the underwater realm became culturally constructed as a frontier in the 1950s and 60s. So when I decided to pursue this Science as Frontier project, I kind of thought I was leaving oceans behind and turning back to my roots in the history of science. But the surprising thing to me was that as I began doing more research, I found that in fact the ocean is one of the routes through which science became culturally constructed as a frontier, especially US overseas expansion, so focused on the Pacific, and also very strongly focused on the undersea realm, the undersea frontier of the 1950s and 60s. So I'm not leaving ocean history behind after all.